Hello, students. Welcome to this week's lecture on reference guides. Maybe some of you have heard of these before, and some of you have maybe even used them in previous classes. For those of you that are unfamiliar with them, they are a wonderful citation tool that can be used for academic papers at MCC and eventually when you move on to a four-year university. If used correctly, you will never have a reason to memorize any citation style formatting, including MLA and APA. And I bet that's a pretty good feeling. What matters the most is being able to use a reference guide in order to cite sources in this class and any future classes that you may take. Now, before I can begin to teach you how exactly to navigate through a reference guide, it's important to understand what exactly it is. Well, a reference guide is dependent on the citation style that you're using. Some reference guides focus on a particular citation style, like MLA, and others are more comprehensive and include multiple styles, like in the Little Seagull Handbook, which contains 4 different styles. Something important to keep in mind is that every single citation style has its own way of formatting information and source material. There is generally a governing body or organization that makes those kinds of important decisions. For example, MLA actually stands for Modern Language Association, and APA stands for American Psychological Association. These are the leading places to go as far as reference guides because, well, they're just the original creators. However, there are secondary reference guides that are verified and also incredibly useful. The Little Seagull Handbook is one of them, and the Purdue Online Writing Lab, which you see here on my screen, is another. These guys are not published by those original organizations like the Modern Language Association, but what they do is they take information from those governing bodies and make it available to students like you in an easy to comprehend manner. That's pretty cool. I highly recommend using the Purdue Online Writing Lab, or Purdue OWL as it's commonly called, to format and cite your sources. Their website is incredibly easy to use, and many of my students have had success with it in the past. So, the first step to navigating through a reference guide is identifying your source material as you're researching. For example, is it a scholarly article that you're looking at? Is it a newspaper article published online? Are you looking at just a good old-fashioned book that you got from the library? Once you have an understanding of this, you can then use the navigation panel on the left-hand side of the Purdue OWL in order to format the citation correctly. For example, let's say that I want to cite a book. The Purdue OWL has a page for that. If I scroll down, I can go here, MLA Works Cited page, books. That seems like the right place to be, right? And if I scroll down, here I have basic book format in MLA 8th edition. And it's very, very simple to use. Great reference guides like this give you templates that you can just copy and paste and put in your works cited page and just fill out the information correctly. So here I have my template. Last name of the author, comma, first name. The title of the book is italicized. The city of publication, the publisher, and the publication date. Pretty easy, right? Most reference guides, including the Purdue OWL and the Little Seagull Handbook, have notes. Sometimes these are rules or exceptions to the template that you see, so it's important to go ahead and check those out. Now, what if you're looking at a source and you're thinking to yourself, okay, I have this template here, but I don't have all of the information it's asking for. Let me show you what to do. If I go to MLA Works Cited electronic sources, which I imagine you will be visiting frequently as many students use electronic sources for their papers, and I scroll down, I see, okay, this is a pretty big template that's full of information, right? So author, title, that's pretty normal. Title, container, okay. Version, number, publisher, publication date. Another version, number, publisher, publication date for the second container. Wow, okay. That's a lot of information. But what if I don't have it? This is where you will need to look for examples of your particular source material in the reference guide. So if I scroll down, let's say I'm just looking at a page on a website. As you can see by this example, there is a lot less information here. We have the author's last name, first name, the name of the article in quotation marks or the name of the page. The title of the website is in italics. And then we have the link that would directly take me to the website. And finally, my access date is here. Obviously, this does not contain all of the information that was used in this template right here. And that's okay. What I want you to do is look for examples. Everything on this page will give you an indication as to how exactly to cite it if only you have a chance to look. So page on a website, an ebook, an image. This will be something you'll want to probably look at quite a bit, is an article in an online scholarly journal. That's where you'll probably be getting a lot of your sources in this course and in future courses. So it's important to pay attention to how exactly they have it formatted. What you can even do is copy and paste the example, put it into your works cited, and then fill out the information according to whatever your particular source is. What I want to point out is that if we go to the original formatting template here, we have date of access at the very end, okay? And as I can see here by all these examples, it says accessed and then the date, day, month, followed by the year. I wouldn't have known that unless I looked at the example. So that's why it's so important to go ahead and explore this and make sure that you are formatting everything correctly according to your specific source. Really, MLA formatting, APA formatting, whatever citation you're using, it's all about the details. So what I expect you to do in this course is look to see what is italicized. Where does it go in the citation entry? Where is the punctuation? Where is the access date? Do I have to have punctuation at the end of my citation? Yes. Here's a period. Okay, if I scroll down further and I look here, okay, clearly I need to provide the link. Okay, it's not hyperlinked. I have to make a note of that. Alrighty, so really, it's all about the details. It's all about learning to navigate through sites like this in order to use the templates, find the examples, and read the rules, which contain, the exceptions, the notes, things like that. That's all I have for you. If you have any questions whatsoever about using a reference guide, please feel free to shoot me an email and I'll be glad to help you out. Until then, I'll see you next time. Thanks for visiting.